All right, guys, welcome to another episode of Slam Fire. This is our uh, sixth episode. One, two, three. Yes, yeah, this should be our sixth episode because last time me and the scholar, well, the scholar is here now with us, so I'm not gonna be alone on this one. So remember, it's
Oh,
easy to
I'm here
remember this one.
today.
Finally. So here's
Finally,
we got our website. We got slamfiremedia.com. You guys can check that out. We have all our videos up on so you guys can see we have YouTube, Rumble, and BitChute. I don't know why I was talking to the scholar earlier. I don't know why we're kind of popular. We're not popular, but we're more popular on BitChute than we are on YouTube and Rumble for some reason. I don't know what it is. Maybe
hmm,
BitChute likes shitty content or something.
probably, yeah.
The
We're, we're
shit.
we got that right now.
We're
We're
like
full
the
of it.
we're the anti macho man where the cream rises to the top.
Crap.
The cream always rises to the top. It's like no, like in BitChute the shit rises to the top. So we're on our
Go
way.
feed the big bag.
I
No,
like that one where like he straight up turns around and there's a freaking trash can in his cape.
your mustache crooked.
That's the best.
Oh, what is he? Was his mustache or your beard? I don't know. He said something like
I
your
don't remember.
beard's
Was he talking to
crooked.
Mean Gene? Was it with Mean Gene?
I don't know. I can't remember. My wrestling is my wrestling lore is non-existent, but I heard it recently and it was pretty funny.
I missed the ones with Mean Gene. I think were the best because like Mean Gene, he's like so professional and very eloquent, and then freaking Macho Man, I'm gonna come out and like the freaking he just like snorted a crack rock or something, and he's just going
Turned it up
off.
to 11 and just yeah, man.
It's the best.
The crap.
Because the
Wow, you
cream
want to
always
bust a
rises.
vein?
Cream always rises to the top. So yeah, we got Slamfire. You guys can go to slamfiremedia.com. It's nothing weird like crazy weird like .org or .gov or .net or whatever. Just straight up slamfiremedia.com. You guys can check out our episodes there. So this episode will be posted shortly after today once we're done, pretty much recording, and then the thing that takes the longest is uploading because we're uploading to three different places, and it is what it is. But everything will be up there on slamfiremedia.com, so you guys can check that out. Other than that, that's pretty much it. There, we also have a link to a Patreon there if you guys want to check that out. But it's whatever. We don't expect anything. I'm just having it there because I'm too lazy and I don't want to do
Yeah,
it later.
yeah.
I better do it when I feel like doing it because if not, I won't do it later because I'm just so lazy. So let's get into it. Let's get into it.
It's the
So
first topic of the day. What we're gonna do?
let's just go what we were talking about before, man. Just like work and stuff like that because we all know what happened with Kyle Rittenhouse. Well, at least those of us who are paying attention. We are going to get into the Kyle Rittenhouse thing. It is going to happen. We have to talk about it. But
Yeah,
other
that's
than
current
that,
news.
like leading up to it, this entire week, you had some things come up, right?
Oh yeah, the ignorant left or the ignorance of people. They just don't want to do their own research.
You know what I want to start doing? I want to stop labeling people as like left, the ignorant left. I want to start because I want to start labeling people as just ignorant people. Like
Just
this person
stupid.
in
Stupid.
this specific person is being ignorant because I feel like when you say like, oh, they're just being that's the ignorant left. Like you lump in one person into the group, you're creating a safe space for that person because it's like, oh, it's not me, it's the left. You know what I mean? So like it's
Yeah.
almost like they get a free pass and it takes away their responsibility. You know what I mean?
Yeah. Nah. You know what? I do take that back, but I wholeheartedly agree with that. There's just a bunch of stupid people in this world, and
Yes.
we just refer to them as that. You're just dumb.
Yeah.
It's like,
It's not the news. It's not what you're watching. It's not what you're listening to. It's you. You're the stupid one.
you.
That's what I think we need more of. And like we need more bullying. Like there's not enough bullying
Yeah,
anymore. Like
we
there's
need to go back to that, right?
we
It's
do. Like there was times where, cause I'm still working as a teacher, and there's times where I'm talking to some of these other teachers, and they're saying about all these behavioral problems that they're having. They're saying, oh, this student, they were saying this and they were saying that, and causing all this trouble. And I'm like, well, what did the other students say back? Like, well, nothing. They didn't say anything. Why not? It's like, well, they're scared. Like they didn't want confrontation. It's like, no, I think we need bullying. I think some of these kids need to be bullied because they're just getting away with too much stuff. Like they think it's okay to. They think there's no repercussions to the things that they say and the things that they do. It's like bullying is the most healthy, non-violent way to avoid confrontation, I think.
Yeah,
Now,
and then it builds character too. I
yeah,
mean,
it helps
shit.
you. That's how I've learned stuff. That's like if I say something stupid and then someone comes out and tells me, "Man, that's the dumbest thing I've ever heard. You were a freaking idiot for saying that." I'm gonna think about like, yeah, maybe that was dumb. Let me think about what I did say. Or if it wasn't dumb, I'll be like, well, it wasn't dumb. That other person is just dumb. But at least it helps you evaluate yourself at some form or another.
Yeah, that's another thing. Some people just have no self-awareness. They just can't. I don't know. They're too full of themselves, I guess,
Yeah, they
or
think
they
they
have
can
no
do no wrong.
humility.
They, they
Yeah,
they've always been receiving their participation awards, and they never expect someone to actually come out and tell them like, yeah, you're not good enough.
but I mean, you also think there's a bit of narcissism behind all that kind of behavior
Oh
too.
hell
Like,
yeah,
yeah, like maybe they just can't. They're incapable of seeing it.
yeah.
I don't know.
It's like social, but social media. That's what social media has done. Like Instagram and Facebook and all that stuff. You have like so many people coming out and putting out all these mantras and all these freaking inspirational quotes. Like, oh man, I'm gonna go and get this money. I'm gonna get this bread. Look at me. I'm at 1,000 or whatever the hell the sayings are. I don't know what the hell they're.
Boom, bust out the EBT card.
Yeah, they're talking like they're the shit and they're the best in the world and this and that blah blah blah. And then anytime someone comes around and tells them like, nah, you're not, they're like, no, I'll block you, and then they block them and that's it. They don't have to worry about anything else.
It's like, I'm the best again.
Yeah, now I'm the best. I'm back on top. They try to
You're
keep me
back on
down.
top. I got rid of that one.
I
Oh,
got, you got what does that say? Like you got destroyed. I destroyed another one.
you got BTFO.
It's
Darn.
ridiculous. But
Yeah.
I think a product of that is a product of social media. People just having no no one there to no one there in front of them to tell them like, yeah, what you said was stupid. You know what I mean? Because think about it, dude. I've been watching. I'm segueing, but like I've been watching a lot of Senate hearings. Have you seen those? Like Forbes YouTube channel has been really good. I'm gonna pull that up really quick just so we can see the.
Maybe not intentionally, but through autoplay, yeah, maybe some of the setting here
Have you
will
seen
be playing.
Forbes though? Like Forbes breaking news?
No, actually, no, I haven't.
Dude, like I don't know what it is lately. Like their stuff, like with the Senate hearings and stuff like that. I'm gonna pull that up so that we can. There you go, just so that you guys can see. Forbes breaking news. Like man, it is awesome. Like they put stuff for like Ted Cruz and all these other people that are interviewing like Biden nominees and stuff like that. And
Mhm.
it's funny because like what we were talking about before, how people think like they're not bullied enough and they're just talking all this shit on social media and stuff like that. Well, these people, they're old enough to have like a Twitter, right? They're old enough to understand like, oh, it's important to have Twitter so that I can reach the retard masses, right? So like they have
Uh-huh.
Twitters and then they post like the most ridiculous things on their Twitters, and then lo and behold, it comes up like Ted Cruz or some of these other senators and people part of the Congress will be asking them questions about like, oh, like last year you posted this and this and this, like something crazy, something radical, like
Yeah.
what do you feel about that? And then they like completely backpedal. It's like, and they don't even answer the question. Like they'll completely answer a different question. Like they won't even they'll completely avoid it. But when they're online, when they're on Twitter, when they're on the internet, they're like all gung ho and so uh, all this what's that word I'm thinking, bravado or whatever, that they thinking like, man, I'm preaching this should be preached to the masses.
And those keyboard warriors, man. That's exactly what that shit
That's what
is.
they are,
Keyboard
yeah.
warriors, man. Like behind the keyboard, they're talking all that good shit, but then when
Hell
they get
yeah.
there in person, they're gonna get kicked in their chest. It's like,
Yeah, and that's the thing. Like, if they've truly believed all that stuff they were spewing on Twitter and on their Facebook or on wherever they post, how come they're not? They have like you have like televised audiences. Like you can reach more people if you tell these things. If you say what you're saying, like you're gonna reach more people on TV. Why don't you say what you were saying? No, they don't say it because they know what they're saying is garbage. Well, I don't know, man. I don't know about that either. Like, do they legit?
Maybe,
You think they
well,
legit
maybe
know what they're saying?
not.
You know what I'm
I
saying?
don't know. Sometimes these people just seem like they have no self-awareness, but then again, I do believe some of them are truly evil. They know what they're doing and they have no shame or anything about it. Like they don't care. They're just that's I do truly believe that there's some of them that are like that.
I'm thinking
But
that's exactly what I was thinking. That it's very possible that some of them are very self-aware and they're taking advantage of that
yeah,
situation.
like yeah, they know like I can probably name a couple, but
I
yeah.
wouldn't be surprised. So that segues into no, not it's not. It's kind of a hard segue, but kind of segues into what what our interpretation should be of these people, of not just these people, but media in general, like major news outlets, like
The corporate media,
your whatever you want to call it, big
the
tech,
corporate
corporate
media,
media,
the corporate
your hee haw, your MSN hee haw, and all that fancy,
Larry Elder.
yeah, and
MSNBC, huh?
yeah, whatever you want to call it, like there there are obviously people who take that as news. They take that as news as say like I can listen to this and then I can go and talk about this confidently knowing that this is the truth. And that is just stupid. It's
Yeah,
just
very.
unbelievably dumb. And that's what kind of I experienced, and I'm sure you did too. This whole thing with the Kyle Rittenhouse thing that was going on. It's
Yeah,
amazing. It's amazing to me, and this just proves the ignorance without a doubt. Like how much ignorance there is, willful ignorance, that there are people who have the everybody has the ability to go online and look at all the videos for themselves, unedited, whatever. Well, I mean, they're kind of edited to a certain extent. Like most of them have like little watermarks on them from like the people who uploaded them. But
yeah, but you can find the originals pretty easily if you're semi-tech savvy. Like, actually, you don't even have to be that tech savvy, but
yeah, I'm sure you
they're out
could.
there.
I'm sure you could. But
Yeah,
the fact of the matter is that how long has it been since the whole incident originally happened? It's been like a year, right?
yeah, I think so.
Pretty much about a year. So it's like they've had all this time to go and look at the video themselves, and it's not like it was one of those trials where the trial has been going on for a year, so evidence has been kind of kept away from the public, because they want to
No, it was all out there from the beginning.
exactly.
From the get-go, they could have saw it from day one. They didn't even have to wait. Like they could have saw everything day one when it was uploaded to YouTube and all these other media sites. And
Yes.
I was gonna bring up Anna Kasparian. Are you familiar with her?
Oh, like from the Young Turks.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Did you hear about her recent take? Well, not very recent take on it, but she had finally saw the video for herself after a year. Like you were saying,
But
she could
didn't she
have.
like rip on it? Like, didn't she
Yeah,
like
yeah.
say? Didn't she say that? Well, not just her, but the dude. What's that guy's name? The
Chunk.
chunk. Yeah,
Chunk.
Chunker. Yeah, the Chunker guy. Yeah, he like I remember him. Like I saw a video that he had retracted, but it wasn't even a retraction. Was it
Well, I don't
something?
know
What?
about
Oh
that. I
my
think he
goodness.
doubled down on his stance about Rittenhouse, but Anna Kasparian came out and said, I was wrong. I viewed the video. It was clearly self-defense. Well, I don't know if it was exactly those words she said, but she did come out and say I was wrong and I finally saw the video or whatever. But she changed her tune. But in the beginning, she was full on board. He was a murderer. He was killing black people, whatever, all that bullshit that they were talking about.
We
Like she
choose
was full on
truth
board in the
over
beginning.
facts.
And so was it like?
Yeah.
And so was it? So did she like? Did she do that recently?
Yeah, it was pretty recently. I this was before the verdict, but she
Oh,
had
okay.
seen the evidence. And she was like, "Oh, I was wrong."
Which adds to my
And then,
point. It's like, and she originally came out saying that he basically murdered him in cold blood.
without even viewing any
That,
videos or nothing, she was
it,
just on board. Like, "Oh, this guy's a murderer. He was killing black people because they were saying he was out there killing what do you call it? Minorities and shit. And it's like, what the fuck? Like he was a mass shooter, and she was just on board. She didn't even view none of the evidence. It's just like all these other people that
That's amazing.
watch the news. Same thing. They're just like the light switch brains. That's how these people are. Best way to explain it. And it's like, takes less than 5 seconds just to look up the information for yourself on Google. And if you don't want to use that, there's other alternatives, but
Even
it doesn't
YouTube,
take much.
even
Yeah.
YouTube had the videos up, I believe.
Yeah, I think they were in the when it happened. Yes.
Because I want to like give them the benefit of the doubt and say like, oh, maybe YouTube or Google was suppressing those videos or something like that. But no, I remember watching them throughout. Before even like right before the trial was gonna get started, when I started like hearing that, oh, it's started gonna kick off next week, like the trial, they're already talking about the jurors, and so I went back onto YouTube and then kind of refreshed what had happened and like what they're going to be talking about, and just try to get my mind prepared for what I could be seeing, and or what they kind of judge based off of what they're saying. The prosecutor makes sense based off what I'm actually seeing from the actual video, and I found it on YouTube. So there's like really no excuse that these people should be coming should be I'm glad that they flipped it and they learned their lesson. Like I can appreciate the young Turk, well, not the young Turks, but that girl from the Young Turks, like coming back and saying like, hey, my bad, I didn't
Yeah.
look, you know what I mean, I was being ignorant. Or I mean, I'm sure she didn't say she was being ignorant, but it's like
Yeah. Yeah. She corrected herself instead
she
of just doubling down like Chank did.
she
Like
jumped
he,
on
he
that
doubled
Slamfire
down.
media. She
Yeah.
jumped on that Slamfire media and started talking before she actually knew what was going on.
What the fuck did I do wrong?
And she was like, I like that though. You know what I mean? I can appreciate that. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
I can commend her for retracting. Right? That's what you said. Like she retracted her statement, kind of.
Yeah, she corrected herself pretty much, like, oh, I was wrong. But the other guy, he doubled down on his stance. He's still insisting that, he's guilty. Oh man, dude, he's got so many lawsuits. He's gonna be able to win. Shit,
Well,
this
that
guy's
remind
a
that
big Sandman here.
I'm glad you brought that up. What about the president?
He can sue the president too, and I hope he fucking does, but he's not going to. I just have a feeling. But he's well within his right to do it.
I hope he does, man. I hope he does because,
He
again,
called him a white supremacist,
him
man.
and
Like,
Kamala Harris
dude.
too.
Oh man, I fucking hope he sues the shit out of him, but it's not gonna happen, man. I really hope he does though. If you hear this, Kyle, do it, please do it. Not for political reasons, just fucking do it because you can.
Well, I
So,
mean, how could it work though? Like,
I don't
you
know,
think you think
honestly.
you think
But
someone like a lawyer out there could be like, hey, I'll take up that case, but do they need like Kyle's approval to do it? You know what I mean? Like, if
I
there's a
don't.
crime committed, does the person who the crime was committed on need to be involved in the lawsuit? You know what I'm saying?
Yeah, like yeah, no, honestly, I have no idea.
Like,
But
could like a law firm come and say like, hey, we see that there's potential for damages here. Could we get your permission to go and follow this suit, because we
sure.
believe that we could win? It's like no cost to you, because we feel like this might be a slam dunk or something like that. You know what I mean? Because there's evidence of it all over the place. It's on the news. It was
Everywhere they tweeted it, they
yeah,
man, these people are just completely. You could tell they were born in a different age, man, because technology, everything they do and say is out there. It's just
exactly.
everyone has a camera now. It's like you cannot lie about the things you said or did anymore because it's just, hey, look, at this date, at this time, there's a video of you saying it. Like what? Oh, you cannot deny it. Oh, it was Adobe Photoshop or whatever the hell that Premiere. There's somebody edited it. It's like, no, it's freaking original video. You can even check the timestamp when it was created. You can tell if it was altered. Like, there's ways to check all that shit. These people are just so. these boomers, man. I hate to use the term, but they're fucking boomers. They just have no
I'm never
awareness.
gonna financially recover from this.
And it's amazing because do they know this? Do they know that like YouTube is a thing? Do they know that all these video hosting sites are recording everything that they say and everything that they do? Like, because I'm thinking also too, like expanding on that, like that Jen Psaki girl, the press secretary.
Yeah, the circle back lady,
Yeah.
Chucky.
Do you think like 20 years down the road, she's gonna look back at her videos that they might pop up or something, look back on her videos and think like, yeah, I did a good job. She's not thinking about this stuff.
I don't know. I want to say I think she's fully aware of what she's doing and what's going on, but she's just doing her job. You know, the press secretary is just their job to go live for the president, pretty much.
And she doesn't care that later on that this is her legacy. She's gonna be known as the idiot that has.
Maybe that's just the role, you know, like, hey, this job, you know what it entails. Yeah, all right. You know what you signed up for. It's like being, you know, enlisting in the military. You know what you're signing up for. There's a chance you can go get shot at, you know, possibly come back with missing limbs. So you know what the fuck you signing up for. You know, that's just my take on it. I don't know.
I mean,
Maybe.
I guess so, but man, you have to be a really dumb person
Yeah, but maybe
to.
there's some benefits to come out of it. Maybe she's gonna be living on Easy Street the rest of her life, you know,
But what I'm
and her
thinking,
family. So who knows?
but dude, I'm
I don't
thinking
know.
like legacy wise, like down the road, like what
Uh,
does it matter? All you have is I don't know. I guess because it's
be
from a
known as an idiot or a liar
you
or
know what I'm
whatever.
saying? Like I'm
Yeah.
thinking of it from like legacy point of view. I'm thinking it from like what what I would like to be known for. You know what I mean? Like back in the day, talking like there was no weapon, no guns, no modern technology. We're just like back in the day, like Conan days.
Conan,
Yeah.
what is best in life? To crush your enemies, see them driven before you, and to hear the
Yes.
lamentation of their women.
Like back in those
Those days.
days.
Those
You
days.
know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
Like they didn't care about anything. They just cared. Like their religion was steel. You know,
Might one, right? Yeah.
yeah,
All
like
that.
imposing my will on others and seeing if mine is stronger than theirs, and then just following that code, that warrior's code. That if I fall to someone's sword, I can't be angry at them. I can only be angry at myself for not being strong enough, and I should be respectful of the person who brought me down. You know what I mean? It's that
Yeah.
mutual respect that you have. And it's like you die doing something great. You die doing something honorable versus, yeah, I made a bunch of money being an idiot. Okay, like that's it. Like, okay, great. Like
For
that's
a
your
whole bunch of
legacy.
people to laugh at me like a monkey.
Yeah, like that's
Yeah.
you. Your house was a little bit bigger than the person's down the street. Okay, that's it. I don't know.
That's your
It's
legacy, right?
that's your legacy. I don't know. Maybe my priorities are just jacked up, but it's like I know at the end of the day, this universe, our universe, no matter how long it lasts, I know how it ends, and everybody knows how it ends. It ends in cold silence, because the universe is just going to keep expanding and expanding and expanding. It doesn't matter how far technology how far technology goes. There is a finite number of resources in this universe. It cannot energy and energy cannot be created or destroyed. It can only be transferred. So unless they figure out a way to harness energy from something that isn't there, like everything's going to end eventually. That's just what this universe is meant for. So to have your legacy be like my house was a little bit bigger, I lived a little bit more easy than someone else. I had a little bit more luxuries in life. I don't know, man. That seems like a bitch way to go out.
Yeah, I agree, man. I don't know what these people are thinking. Um, Maybe that's just what they want. Shit. Who knows? It's a big club, man. We ain't in it.
I think there's a reason for that. I don't think I'd want to be in it,
I
man.
wouldn't want to be in it either.
You know
Nah,
what I mean?
shit, no, hell no.
Like,
Having to like, I'm pretty sure they had to what do you call it? Do some fucked up shit to themselves just to obtain that
all the
position. You know?
Bohemian Grove shit and
Yeah,
everything like
like
that.
Yeah, who knows what they're doing? All
And
these
the
sex
kids used to
acts
come
and
up and reach in the pool and rub my leg down.
And
that's one of the initiations right
that's
there.
initiation right there. And like it just makes me think. It just makes me think about stuff like that. Like what the end game is in terms of what are you going to leave behind, and what you do leave behind, does it even matter? I don't know. It's just it's a philosophical thing, but just like going further into that. But it's just interesting how people are so willing to just bend the knee to some thing that cares absolutely nothing about what they think, what they feel, or anything like that.
Yeah.
Like big news type of reasoning. It's like you have like Good Morning America, and you have what's that, The View, and you have
Oh my
Oprah,
god.
and all this garbage TV shows that are supposed to be like uplifting and empowering and all this stuff. But I
All
guarantee,
propaganda, man.
yeah, I guarantee you, if you go outside like their building or their dressing room or whatever, and you ask for a autograph or something, or you ask for their insight about something, like, man, they don't care about you. They got like security and all these people just to like push you away. Look at that Good Morning America stuff. Is that show still going on?
Yeah, it is, I think, and it's still the same garbage as always, just like The View and anything else that's on mainstream TV. It's like, ah, dude,
And
hurts my brain thinking about it.
cause I'm thinking like every time I've watched Good Morning America, it's always been awkward because they always have the crowd of people outside the building or whatever. The it's like a big glass wall. Like, yeah, it's pretty much just like a glass wall, and you have all those people outside, and they got all these signs like, "Oh, look at me, and I love Good Morning America," and blah blah blah, this and that. And it's like I've always found that strange. It's like, yeah, you guys stay out there, and we're gonna be in here. You're not good enough to be in here with us.
You plebs,
Yeah.
stay out there.
We don't want your stank in here. You guys stay out there. And sometimes I've noticed too, like they've had like when I used to watch it, they had like barricades. They weren't even allowed to go up to the windows or anything like that. They just block them off with these barricades and be like, "You guys stay out there." While us important fancy people, we do our show, our very important Good Morning America show in the nice air conditioned office building. You guys stay out there in the
And
god awful heat and the
the heat where
snow.
they're super cold, yeah, man.
Yeah,
The peasants,
it's weird, man. To me, I've
the
always,
poors can stay outside.
yeah, enjoy our show from the outside. We don't want you enjoying our show from the inside. Hell's wrong with you?
And and that's just, that's pretty much, I would say, closer to the truth, shit. And
But
it's
that
pretty sad. These people idolize, like, all these false idols. They put all these celebrities on pedestals. They worship these people, and it's really annoying, man.
brands too, man. Brands
Yeah,
like Nike uh, and all these big name brands that people go Jordan, and it's weird, man. It's so strange, but that's what leads me. That's what kind of leads into what we were talking about too before with like what is the truth? Like what is real reality? Like because what we're saying is we're saying one thing like, man, that's dumb. Like that doesn't make any sense. But for another person, that's like their everything. That's their whole reason for existing. And who's wrong? You know what I mean? Like that's what throws me off the most, because I always have that little idea in the back of my head. It's like, sure, it doesn't make sense for someone to put faith into a news organization like CNN, or even Fox for that matter, any news organization, knowing full and well that all these places, all these news organizations, these big media productions, they make money off of advertising. So they really don't care what they tell you. So
just
long
gonna get the views.
Exactly. So long as whatever they tell you is getting as much attention as possible, because at the end of the day, they want to make money. So, with all that said, it's who's to say what is really true? I don't know. I think that's why you have to let freedom that's why freedom is so important, because you don't know what truth is. Truth is only based off your experiences and your filter, based off your upbringing, and everybody's personal experiences, everyone's life experiences are completely different. So
Yeah,
so inherently everyone's reality is going to be different. But
but I think still there's a general, there's a middle ground, I would
I
say,
agree, yeah.
that everyone can agree with. But yeah, everyone's upbringings are definitely different. Some people are born with silver spoons in their mouths. Others are born with cigarette burns on their bodies.
Yeah.
Like fucking, it's pretty sad, but it happens.
But that's why
And
it's so important for freedom, though. People to have the choice to live the way that they feel is correct, because all of our upbringings are different. You know what I mean? What right does someone born with a silver spoon in their mouth have to dictate the reality of someone who was born in a more, with a chip on their shoulder?
yeah,
Like, or vice versa, someone with a chip on their shoulder, why do they have the right to determine the livelihood or the life of someone who was born in a situation that was much more lavish? You know what I mean? It goes both ways. So I think that adds to why freedom is so important, giving people the right to choose, the right to exercise their naturally given rights. Not just people, but just everything in general.
yeah.
That's interesting how this kind of turned into like the importance of freedom. That's why all these conversations with all these stupid people I think are important, and like they need to happen. It's just very difficult.
Yeah, because it allows you to know their stance, but it's still, yeah, it's just hearing this garbage come out of people's mouths. And do you really hear the shit that you're saying? Like, what the hell?
It's offensive.
Stop. Yeah, it can't. Yeah, you know what? And it does offend me sometimes, and I don't know why I shouldn't let it. But
Your
it's like,
stupidity offends
yeah,
me.
man, exactly. Like, dude, you're just fucking dumb, dude. I
It's
can't help it.
I
It's
I
like,
I think of it as like a threat. Like you're threatening the intelligence that I've accumulated for so long. I've been working hard. I've been reading. I've been paying attention. I've been thinking for myself. I've been doing all this work, and then you turn around, you bastard, and you threaten my intelligence.
are
You.
you threatening me? My Beavis thing goes off. Fucking, I can't help it, man. I gotta start talking shit now. It's like, dude, yeah, it's pretty annoying hearing stupid people say shit that they think is smart. But fuck,
But
man.
that's the price of freedom, I think, man. Like you have to be. It has to go both ways. You have to let the stupid people say their piece, and then in the end, the reality, not the reality, but logic will overcome. The sensible people the cream will rise to the top.
Yeah.
They'll kind of vote out. That kind of goes back. That's why we need more bullying. Because if someone says something stupid and there's no one there to bully that person, then chances are they're going to keep on saying that stupid thing, thinking like, "Oh man, that's what this is what people want to hear." And no, they don't.
You
Yeah,
are
no,
fake news.
it's needed. It's necessary.
I think
Um,
yeah, I think it's debatable, but but I think there still needs some form of bullying needs to occur. We need to bring bullying back into the schools. There's a
yeah,
difference between bullying and insulting, by the way. So,
yeah, exactly. Sometimes people need to be told you're dumb. It's like they just, I don't know, man. Kids are too coddled these days. Like we grew up in the beginning of the participation trophy era. But
yeah, I
still,
remember those.
we're still mean to each other. Like we grew up in that kind of environment, right, where it was still kind of rough. But some it varies. But nowadays, everyone, all these kids, they never go outside. They're always on their fucking devices. They don't even get scraped knees. They don't have broken bones. Nothing. Like shit. Nobody does anything, and then they wake up and then they grow up to be little pussies. They get it's scared of everything. And I don't know, man.
Well,
So,
dude,
good times breed weak men.
the thing that bothers me, the thing that I hate seeing is when like you're at a restaurant, you're in a public place, you're somewhere or whatever, and a kid walks in with headphones on and their face like looking at an iPad or a tablet or something like that. I think that is so awkward. Like it's so weird to me. It doesn't make like I don't like the idea of me walking around with headphones on is already kind of like it makes me a little bit nervous because I'm thinking like what if there's going to be like someone like sneaking up in the back of me or like something's going to happen and it requires like an audio cue and I'm not able to hear that audio cue. Like I'm very hesitant about using my headphones, both of my headphones, when I'm outside like in public, like if I'm going for a run or going for a walk or whatever. And like these kids, they have their headphones on, and they're like those freaking like Dre Beats headphones. They're like freaking, they're like practically like uh
Oh, the
muffles.
big one, the cans.
Yeah, they're like big old things for like you can take them out shooting, and they'll be good for like hearing protection and stuff like that. Like they're like those big Mamma Jamma headphones that cancel out all noise and everything like that. So like you can have like freaking John Cusack in a limousine with 2012 end of the world going on around him, and they won't hear a damn thing because they have those big ginormous freaking headphones on them. And I don't know. I think that's like a disservice, like almost child neglect, because you're like putting your child into a dangerous situation because you're like removing one of their senses. You're basically removing their sense of hearing and almost their sense of sight because you're giving them an iPad or a tablet and putting on their headphones so their eyes are not looking where they're going and their ears aren't able to listen to a threat that's going on or that could possibly be around them.
Yeah.
It's like child neglect right there. It's just I just hate it. I just hate seeing that, and I think like man, if there's like kids like that, I automatically think they're autistic or something like that because it's like I don't know, I don't know what else to think.
Baby Ricky.
Yeah, like I
Baby
don't know,
Ricky.
I don't know what it is. It's just like a pet peeve almost type of thing. I
I
don't know.
guess it just shows how good we have it, man. Like we just forget the basics of survival. Like
Yeah.
we need to pay attention to what's going on around us because a car could fucking hit us or some active shooter could be popping around the corner. You never know.
Like a dude like straight up letting you know I'm gonna come over there, I'm gonna rape you, and it's like if you don't turn around and look at me I'm gonna rape you. It's like all you gotta do is just turn around and look at him and be oh, okay. It's like no, like I couldn't hear him because I had my Dre Beats giant noise cancellation world cancellation earphones on and he came and raped me. I don't know. It's kind of a
Came
fuck
out of yeah, man.
kind of a
Nah.
fucked up joke, but that's what I'm thinking though in my mind. It's like you won't be able to hear a threat if it's coming at you.
Especially that struggle snuggle session. No. Man, yeah, man. It could happen. Shit, that's just reality. Like I know it's dark, but isn't comedy always based around dark, humor?
I think it depends on the type of comedy, but
Yeah, true.
yeah.
But a lot of it stems from, real world observations and things that happen, tragedies and
Yeah, I guess so.
um, you know,
I
so
could hear a fart and that'll make me laugh.
yeah. Yeah, old school.
That's not tragic. Maybe it's tragic for the underwear, but with
Yeah.
leads me to think though of like of the of the Kyle Rittenhouse thing. Like everything that he did is out there. You can see it. There's videos of it. There's news. There's news articles. News companies have companies calling well. I mean, they are companies because all they really do is go over information that they can monetize, right? Like it's just information that they can make some sort of profit off of, right? So that's pretty
Yeah.
much it's basically a company. So are you gonna head out then?
Yeah. I
All right,
gotta go.
we'll finish up here, and yeah, that'll be episode 6. So then, yeah, we'll see you later then next time then.
Yeah, next time it'll be better. Trust me.
Yeah, we'll work it out.
We'll work that out.
We'll just
Yeah.
finish it up here then. So, like the whole Kyle Rittenhouse thing, like all these companies, these news articles, these news companies, they tried to profitize, they tried to monetize it, and this what kind of gives me like a little bit of hope, is that they tried to monetize it into a way that also benefited their like political views. Like they tried to make it so that they pushed a certain type of narrative to make you think something, and I think it backfired on them. And what's great that it backfired on them is that they
He got acquitted.
yeah,
That
like the truth came out, and there's nothing they can do about it anymore. The truth is out, and it's like one of those things. It's like Pandora's box. It can work the other way as well. Once it lets out, it's like it's a constant flow.
and
It's just gonna keep going.
the beautiful thing about it all is all that bullshit that they were talking, all those tweets that they tweeted. It was before the acquittal. Man, if they're out there, and I'm sure there's lots of screenshots and everything.
The
Some
Wayback Machine, man.
there's all, yeah, man. It's exactly like all that shit's being documented, so they cannot take it back.
And I'm hoping that that is kind of like going to be the turnaround. Like maybe this is a sign of things to come, that maybe this is where the pendulum starts swinging the other way. So hopefully,
Maybe for now, at least we can get some sway back. But
yeah,
I mean, man, dude, we need to win the culture war because I'm tired of all this faggot stuff and minority nonsense. Like, come on, let's just make stuff based on good stories and whatever. Why does everything have to be inclusive? Like, I'm hearing foreign movies are more focusing now on just story. Like that's where it's at here. All of our entertainment is. There's got to be a gay. There's got to be a black person. There's got to be an Asian. You know what I mean? It's like, come on, man. What the fuck is all
it's
this nonsense? It's stupid.
it like to me that's also like that goes against like American values, where it's like you're not being rewarded.
Exactly. Yeah.
You're not being rewarded because of what you did and your quality of work. You're being rewarded because you just so happen to be brown, or you just so
Yeah.
happen to be a woman, or you just so happen to be a minority. It's like how like people don't take offense to that. Like the idea, it's
That's
like,
communism, man. That's
dude,
that communist Marxist bullshit where nobody works, or certain people don't do anything and everyone else does all the work.
but
It's
what
like,
I'm thinking of the idea, it's like, oh, you got this we're promoting you to CEO, or like, dude, like think of all of these Biden nominees for all these cabinet positions and all this stuff. All these Biden nominees, they just got their positions because they were black, or because they were a minority, or because they were a woman, or something like that. How do you feel like that? That doesn't bother you, knowing that the only reason you were picked for a senior position is because of your race? Like that doesn't, like that's not offensive to you? That's not like insulting? It's like I would want to be promoted or be awarded something because of my merits, because of something that I did well, not because I just so happened to be a minority, or whatever other garbage type of demographic they want to come up with to profitize off of, or whatever.
want to trick people into voting for him.
Yeah, it's insulting.
Yeah, Crowder did change my mind on that. He talked to some black girl who was really, really smart and everything, but because of the whole, what do you call it? What's that? Affirmative action.
Affirmative
That
action.
non. Yeah, that shit. That's why she got in, and he was asking her those same questions that you mentioned. Like, doesn't it feel kind of like offensive that you got in because of the color of your skin and not because of your merits? And she's like, yeah, I guess it would. And I was gonna say right now when you mentioned that these people they just don't have that awareness. They're not thinking about that. Like, hey, I got in because of affirmative action, not because of my test scores. It's like I don't know. Some people just don't have that self awareness, I guess, or maybe it just wasn't brought to their attention until somebody pointed it out to them. And they're like, oh fuck, you know what I mean? It was in my face all this time, and I'm just now seeing it because somebody told me.
Yeah.
Sometimes they just don't know, or they don't see it.
Or
And
that,
yeah,
or they don't want, they're being willfully
or yeah,
ignorant because
yeah, maybe that.
it's to their advantage not to know, right? It's to their advantage to, I just so happen to be black, or I just so happen to be a woman, so I can turn around and be the victim and have people feel sorry for me.
Yeah,
Well,
it could be a number of things, but I mean, I don't know. Yeah, it was a good one, man.
We'll leave it on. Yeah, we'll leave it at that.
I have to go out.
We didn't go too far off the rails on there, so that's okay. That's a
Yeah.
good thing. But yeah, guys, that was it. Thanks for watching Slamfire. Guys, check us out. YouTube, BitChute, Rumble. We'll see you guys later. Thanks for watching.
Peace.